लद्दाख से लेकर करगिल और सियाचिन तक, रेजांगला की बर्फीली चोटियां से लेकर गलवान घाटी के ठंडे पानी की धारा तक, हर चोटी, हर पहाड़, हर जर्रा जर्रा, हर कंकड़ पत्थर भारतीय सैनिकों के पराक्रम की गवाही देते हैं।
The year was 1962. The date was 18th November and the time 3:30 AM. There were 120 Indian soldiers sitting at 18,000 feet in minus 24 degrees centigrade, waiting for the Chinese troops to attack. There were 5,000 Chinese troops that the Indian soldiers had to fight. The Chinese troops had better weapons, they had better clothes to protect them from the cold. Indian troops were not only less in number, they also had outdated World War II weapons, very poor standard of clothing, yet they were given the job of defending this pass called Rezangla, which lies in Ladakh. These 120 soldiers of Charlie Company of 13 Kumaon Battalion were given instructions that when their ammunition gets over, they should leave the territory and return to their post to plan better. But these soldiers decided not to take a single step back. They wanted to stop 5,000 Chinese soldiers with 120 Indian soldiers. Result, they laid down their lives, but succeeded in stopping the Chinese soldiers.
When it comes to China, there is the reality of China, the second biggest economy in the world, our proximate neighbor, but also one with whom we've had, to put it politely, a difficult history, where we've had conflict. We have a very major boundary dispute.
中俄印三国都是具有重要影响的新兴大国，在当前国际地区形势深刻复杂演变的背景下，我们愿同包括俄罗斯、印度在内的国际社会加强沟通，向世界进一步发出维护真正的多边主义、携手应对全球性挑战的积极信号。
Common sense says China would not make the mistake of attacking India again, a rising power with a military that is among the best in the world. However, with the rise in stature of India in the global political arena, China realized that India would be the only obstacle on its road to becoming the sole regional power, and with this, China is once again provoking India from all sides. On April 2, 2023, China released a third set of names in Chinese, Tibetan and Pinyin characters for 11 places in Arunachal Pradesh. And it is to be noted that this is the third time that China has attempted such a renaming of places, calling them standardized geographical names.
ये पहली बार नहीं है कि चाइना इस तरह के कोई अटेम्प्ट कर रहा है और हमने उसको खंडन किया था ऐसे अटेम्प्ट्स का। आपने जिक्र किया है अरुणाचल प्रदेश के बारे में। देखिए, उसमें भी हमने कहा था कि अरुणाचल प्रदेश हमारे अभिन्न अंग है भारत का, और ये जो अपने नाम लगाना या फिर अपने इन्वेंटेड नेम्स हमने जो कहा था, उससे जो सिचुएशन है ग्राउंड में वो नहीं बदल सकता और रियलिटी नहीं बदल सकती है, तो मैं उसी को दोहराना चाहूँगा।
While the global power play is enacted in several geopolitical realms, military, economic and technological aspects play the part of significant levers in the strategic contestation. After Arunachal insolence, China's spy ship was spotted in the Indian Ocean. Even as India raised the alarm, China claimed that the ship is a research vessel. China must not forget that India as a strong maritime power has the potential to play a significant role in the larger global power game. Geographically, the role is anchored in the Indian Ocean region, which is also where China's strategic vulnerabilities lie as it hosts the trade routes required to sustain China's economic growth.
चीन जो है एक असाधारण पड़ोसी है, हमारे बहुत पड़ोसी, पर चीन एक ही पड़ोसी है जो ग्लोबल पावर हो सकता है कि सालों में सुपर पावर भी एक बन जाए, और ग्लोबल पावर के साथ बिल्कुल बगल में रहना इसकी अपनी चुनौती होती है।
The Xi Jinping-led government is reportedly planning to set up 2 fixed spots in the Indian Ocean for regular surveys. As per a report by a Chinese news organization, Beijing's navy seeks to collate oceanic data through regular surveys. For the first time, the National Natural Science Foundation of China has come up with 33 fixed sections to be regularly surveyed. The spots include large tracts of South China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, the Western Pacific, and most concerningly, the eastern part of the Indian Ocean. The planned research is a concern for New Delhi because the data can likely also help Chinese submarine activity. Up until now, the collection of data in the Indian Ocean region has remained a controversial subject due to strained relations between India, Pakistan, and China.
I met Minister Chingang on the sidelines of the conference this afternoon. It's our first meeting after he took over as foreign minister. So we spent, I don't know, maybe about 45 minutes talking to each other. And the bulk of our conversation, understandably, was about the current state of our relationship, which many of you have heard me describe as abnormal. And I think those were among the adjectives that I used in that meeting.
The current border situation is overall stable, and the phase of emergency response since the Galavan Valley incident has basically come to an end.
From docking Yuan Wang 5 in Sri Lanka's Hambantota to setting up 2 spying spots in Indian Ocean with the aggressive Chinese behavior in its neighborhood and the militarization of strategic waters, Beijing is clearly trying to flex its muscles. But the bipolar behavior of Beijing, who at one time antagonizes India with a border standoff and the next day calls New Delhi a strategic partner, exposed Dragon Xi Jinping's mind game.